Out here in the West, I got to decide whether we abandon Nashville to go get this fort, which I don't think is going to happen, whether we just hang tight for now and await the winter lull, but understanding that McClellan is here. McClellan may get hungry enough to come try to take this fort right here. In that case, we could counterattack him, wait on him to do that, and that would be fine. Our army is growing in size to close to 20,000 men here before too much longer, which McClellan will have a hard time putting up with. He is with the Department of the Ohio now with 16,000 men, okay? So, and then you've got the Army of the Mississippi, which we whooped over here at the Battle of Cumberland outside Fort Watkins. I may, with Gideon Pillow right here, as mentioned in the description of the stream below, really think about, I think maybe there's a reason for us to get aggressive, okay? Here's the reason. Let's talk a little bit about it, all right? All right. This is what I'm talking about. First of all, win 5 consecutive land battles. I believe we've got 3. Ooh, I'm not sure about. I think it's 2. I think it's 2, actually. This capture Missouri, I think that's a non-starter. I think they've got us outnumbered out west. I think the best we can do is be fleas, which we'll get to my far west strategy in just a moment. Capture Kentucky. I think this is the one we might actually be able to do. And that is why I'm thinking there may be a campaign for us to roll up the railroad here, get into a major battle. If McClellan doesn't come here by the time we get into the yellow, and by the time we get all of our reinforcements, which will be in, 12, 11, 20. Okay, so we would plan an offensive for basically the end of the month. Otherwise, we sit tight. Maybe there's an opportunity for us to detach a force or take the entire army over this way. I might rather do that by coming north and then south. We'll see. Or coming north and then back south in that way, you know, if McClellan runs off. All right. Also, another thing I'll just hit in the strategy session. Morale of Union armies, you can see that, pretty low. Okay. They aren't going to be ready to fight for a while. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to push play. Let's go. First thing, this has to stop. Okay, they're already at absolute no supplies. Okay, and they would be even worse off going out that way. So we're going to have to, I think, do this through northern Missouri. And if we kind of like invade and keep raiding, and the road takes us up here and out this way, I think then I'll do it. I just don't think it's realistic to send 1,000 men and 6 guns way out west like that, at least not in the state that they're in now. I want to raid with these men, but we've been having trouble getting raid to work for these small commands up here, so I'm just not sure. For Shelby's or Sibley's Indian Cav and Wade's Warband. You can see here there's another iron mine. Oh, coal mines. Never mind. All right, now, next, boring part, you might say. Well, we need to do this. We need to do this. That is after that last battle to get to the Army of Virginia. Right here. We got a new division under Walton. That was the Walton's division that's forming still. We need to come through and we need to give some accolades. Helica, I tell you, Cairo, there's not enough strategic significance. Here is where I'll give it to you. So here, let's address this real quick. Let's address this in just a moment. I did look at this earlier. I knew Cairo is always kind of like in the back of mine. Where Cairo would fit in is to capture 3 cities, I think. So you could take Cairo in this capture 3 cities, this is one I kind of wanted to talk about too. So it's good that you brought that up. So Cairo, Evansville, Cincinnati, Marietta, right? So Marietta is one that we might already be able to take. Okay, we need to take this bridge and this ferry, which we haven't. Let's go on offensive. And let's see if we can take those 2 things. And maybe we cross over to Marietta right here. All right. And then Cincinnati and then Cairo maybe. The thing is, Evansville might be easier to get along with Marietta and Cincinnati as far as doing the 3 cities. And it would only be those that are just right there along the river. Cairo's an option, but taking it, it's pretty valuable because it would mean all Union Mississippi River operations get pushed back to St. Louis or to Evansville. It's not a bad strategic choice in that fashion. It just doesn't give us all by itself a lot of value in terms of in-game strategic currency, so to speak, toward the actual ending of the campaign. It would be a real nice speed bump, though. So I might have to think about that one a little bit more. It's not a bad idea. See, let's go back to strategy real quick. Let's go to Capture Kentucky and let's read about it. See, this I believe is doable. I believe we could do this one. Capture Louisville and defeat all of the Union armies in Kentucky to make Kentucky secede and join the Confederacy. Union national morale goes down 5. CSA support in Kentucky goes up. We get more recruits. Our economy benefits massively. Our defensive wall gets pushed up to the Ohio River, which would be huge in the West. If we were able to do this, I believe that it would put us in a strong position to win the war outright, maybe even by 1863. So I'm maybe more excited, eager to go along a course like this than I would be to just go for Cairo just for the sake of going for Cairo. I feel like we go for Cairo. That's a defensive move. That's to really slow them down. I think it's got to be either or, and I got to tell you, I think I'd choose Louisville. Hey! Fornicator! You're from Evansville? No kidding. Yeah, Fort Monroe. That's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, I think I got to think in terms of RP and in strategic value. You combine the 2 things, I think that Louisville ends up having more strategic value in our campaign that we're playing here in now. You know, in another campaign playthrough, depending on how the circumstances shake out, Cairo maybe becomes the more valuable target in the near term. I just think Louisville is the more valuable target in the near term. And then I think it may be more worth going after because of that. But again, let's get into Army Administration with the Army of Virginia to look at, because I want to go back and I want to look at the brigades that did well. Right? It was... Magruder's division did pretty well. He's got a star now as a brigadier general. S.D. Lee, okay, they didn't gain a star or anything. Trapier didn't either. Early's brigade already had one. Okay. Hood, who now gets replaced since he's KIA with a professional cavalry officer, Captain Lloyd Tilligman. Let's go with him. I think somebody had mentioned wanting to use him, so we'll do that. Ewell's division did pretty good. Okay, Wilcox has got himself a star now. Excellent. And so does his unit. So we'll call them... what should we call Wilcox's Alabamans? Helica, no, hey man, please, I will do. Trust me, when things come up and like there are going to be things that like you viewers will notice. I will do some of the stuff. I will. Believe you me. Especially when there are things that I miss. So know that. All right. So let's look at Dr. Jones. Okay, still not don't have a star yet. Okay. Armstrong is wounded, so need to replace him. Professional cavalryman. What if we did a volunteer? A captain? William Wickham? Sure, let's try him. Okay, Frost's division did plenty of fighting, right? He gets a star. Lomax's brigade. Donaldson gets a star because he's got his Mississippi rifles. Withers, no. County, well, let's see. Maybe we got perks in these guys, too. Maybe there's a little bit of extra skill and ability to add to some of these troops over here. Yeah, what do you think there, gentlemen? I don't know. What do we got, boys? What do we got over here? How long is it going to take Walton's division to come together? Holy smokes, it's going to be a couple of months. All right, then. Beauregard, he got about 20,000 troops for there. Hampton's Legion, they stay the same, right? Field's cavalry didn't get in too much action there. I know, somebody's going to bug me and blow me up about getting my mixed muskets taken care of. Wilson's Wildcats? Wilcox's Wildcats? Let's go. The Wilcox Wildcats. Bam. Let's go with that. Bam. There we go. In honor of my man Helica. Somebody says Wilcox looks like Dale Earnhardt. Yeah, I'd say you got about to get that right there. It was what I'd say right there. Sorry. Okay, I got out again. All right, so I think that takes care of just about everybody over here. Let's make sure we got all of our perks. Let's take a look here. Yep, okay, fine. Now, the Army of the Shenandoah. Okay, this is the thing right here. We got a new division under Whiting coming online. It's going to take 11, 29, 49, 38. Going to take a while. So, now, the other idea is, by the way, just pull everybody back down here to kind of our ready-made defensive positions. Just fold everybody together and then pull everybody back down here. I'll tell you what, I think that's how I'll start. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take up a nice defensive position back with Beauregard in the army. We'll take the rails. Go ahead. Okay, the Lee and this army, we're going to go ahead and we'll take the rails with them too. Oh, they won't be able to. They're going to come across there. I don't like that. So Lee and this part of the army is just going to head straight south to here. Boom. Go. All right, so Lee will be here. Beauregard will be here. Jeb, let's go ahead and head north with him. Boom. And let's get on scouting. Yes, stay defensive. Fantastic. Fantastic. Army of the Northwest here. How are we doing taking those bridges? Any luck? Doesn't look like it. We are blocked by 54. So we are blocking those bridges, right? We own the bridges there. Works for me. Army of Pennsylvania there. Intel. Here we go. There's that Department of Pennsylvania right there. They're going to come down and they're going to. So they left Winchester. They moved down toward D.C. Very good. Oh my gosh. Yuck food tubes over there talking about where? Buffalo? Oh my word. That would be something right there. You talk about a raid in force, man? Talk about raid in force? I'm not sure about that one. All right, how are we doing here? Okay, we're still not raiding. Okay, so I would say we need these two to come back together again. Right here and right here. We got to test this. These guys are supposed to be raiding, but they're not doing it. Oh, did we just... I think we might have destroyed something out here. They're building mines. Repaired. Okay, got it. Yeah, we destroyed those mines. Okay, well, let's destroy this stuff. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 2 times. We're in the yellow. Fine. And this is Richard H. Anderson's Cubans, Nicaraguans, and natives tearing things up out here. Oh, that's right! Oh, how could I forget Koch's brigade? Let's open up the army. Where was that? Koch. Yep, they've got a star now. They might have had one before. Boy, should they get some better rifles, though? That is the question. I don't think we can get them better rifles. Look at that. We don't have anything to give them but mixed muskets. Wow. All right, so the Army of the Shenandoah is going to come down this way. The Army of Virginia is going to build... All right, tell you what, we'll march on the road back to Fredericksburg. Right here. We won't take the rail, no. Lee's coming down, good. All right, so Jeb here, I think, is going to come back, and we're going to retake Winchester. Boom. And I think we have to be in an offensive stance to do that. We'll start there. Get into August 5th. Yeah, I think that I have to bring these two together and make them at least 1,000 strong in order for them to be able to raid is what I'm thinking. I'm just not sure about that. Always good to establish propaganda value. You got that right. You've got that right. Oh, I don't see them coming at us down here again. What is McClellan doing? He seems to be dithering a bit. I might like to scout. We've got a newspaper here. We should be getting better intel. How's our... Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. The Union extended contracts 3 years. 3 years or the war. The government prepares for a long war. Yeah. They've now got Militia Act 3. They are just speed tracking down the manpower track. Okay. That means they're going to get another new influx of volunteers. We're not going to be able to keep up because we have gone and done this right here. And we got to wait another month. And then we got to wait probably another month to do conscription. Whew. It would take us another month or so to do this. I think we got to do this, boys. I think we got to use up. If we do it, see, no, that'll take an extra. I think we got to do it, though. I don't think we have a choice. No, this is going to now take 70. I can't do it. Cancel that. 29 and a half days. We got to go. We're going with it, so we got to go with it. Right? We just have to do it. What about what if we did that? 63, 44. Forming the Army of the Confederate States, the regular Army has not reached its target. Only a few small units have been recruited, and these are operating within the volunteer brigades. This order forms dedicated regular brigades by recruiting all possible former U.S. regulars and veterans within the ranks. 6 small regular units with good training and experience are added to your armies, but we lose 5 military experience, which is kind of an edge that we have right now. Yeah, I think I got to make the drive for this, and then we got to go conscription and or we got to go Militia Act 3 next. But we got to make the drive for this, get it in less than a month. Let's actually help ourselves, if we can, by running this up, and let's bring our military down just a smidge. Diplomacy goes up just a smidge, fine. Yeah, McClellan probably thinks there's a massive garrison in Nashville, right? How much stuff do we have here? We had 10 pieces. So this thing is maxed out. I think this is something to look at, by the way. You can see here what this thing has when it's maxed out in terms of, so uniforms, I think that helps you with the drip of replacements. I think that's what uniforms are for. Weapons help you replace your basic weapons like mixed muskets, I think. Artillery ammunition, that's self-explanatory. But forage and provisions are the big thing. And that many forage and provisions is just fine for an army of this size. As you can see, we're 100% connected to depots. We got that one, right? And again, in order to benefit from the depot, you just have to have it within your command range. Here's the other thing that was telling. I saw this earlier. Ooh, I don't think we've got enough troops to take this now. Okay, so it looks like they're going to retain control in Winchester. This is Joseph E. Johnson. It's actually Jeb Stuart. But this was what I was going to say. They have a hospital out here now. That tells me they're getting ready to fight some battles up here. All right, Army of the Shenandoah now moves back. We'll use the railroad. Marching through the wilderness to get over to Fredericksburg with these boys. And then I think we'll have to hold the line at the Rappahannock River. I think what we'll do is we'll fold the Army of the Shenandoah. I may take Lee, and we may transfer his newest division into the main army at Fredericksburg, and then Lee and the rest of his troops may join the Army of the Northwest up this way to, and also with Jeb Stuart's cavalry. We may do a little campaign out in the mountains here, maybe, and work on, doing, messing around toward Pittsburgh and Cumberland, Maryland, out of Grafton is what I'm thinking. It would be good to have some troops out here threatening this flank in Pennsylvania, kind of like the AI did to me in my Union campaign. I feel like that'll be useful. Yeah, that's so. This brings me to my next. So let me look at my list here. Ooh, I didn't get to. Here we go. So I think you guys are getting onto a good discussion topic that I did want to get to, and that was to look again at our projects. This is a major part of planning for us going forward right here, guys. Major part of it. But first, let me get to this. I want to look at my economy report. Still triple B minus. Debt went up. We are expanding. Below average wealth increasing, good. Tax revenues decreased by $1.3 million. That's not great. Got a fort constructed there. Okay. Yeah, still short on iron, food, and coffee. We got a ton of wood. We know about that. Very well. Very well indeed. The other one was, I think I got to start looking again at, I wanted to remind myself how long it's going to be now before we get, here we go, the Houston and Shreveport Railroad. This is going to take us another, we're 63% done now. We started in February. Okay, it's been basically March, April, May, June, July. So it's been about 5 months. So you're talking a little over 10% per month. And we've got basically 5 months to go to the end of the year. So I think we get this railroad at the end of the year. And do I have any others that I am interested in right now? East-West, another East-West railroad eventually is going to be good. And I'm thinking the Jackson to Selma connection out of Mobile is what we're going to be looking at next. Ooh, and that connects to Vicksburg too. Is this one, east to west right here. That is going to be a mess. So look at how much this is going to cost. Look at how much it's going to cost. $17 million just to build this railroad. Okay, that's going to be a hit. That may be too big of a hit to take right now on credit rating and spending when we've got military items that we need to focus on. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I looked at that as well. Now, you guys, like I talked about, you are touching on something here that is important, I think, to review. And that is our projects, okay? So let's read a little bit more about, once again, kind of familiarize ourselves with Austrian rifles. This is the direction as far as imported weapons that I think I kind of have to go. We're playing a strategy as the CSA in this campaign playthrough, a little reminiscent of what they really did, which was to kind of rely on trying to score a victory. I think I think planners wanted to try to win it before mid 1863. When they were looking out, and because they had a really good, I think, suspicion, inclination, and knew that the Union and Northern resource production was going to overpower, once it gets moving. And these things are gigantic, slow-moving things that take time, but in wartime, they get moving, and they get chugging, and they get chugging, and they get chugging. In the South, and just like they did in history, we know that the North's got the breadbasket policy going, they got industrialization going, and so just like in history, it's not going to be that long before they are cranking out a crap ton more of everything: men, material, equipment, trains, the ability to build ships, and blockading and invading and all of that. They're going to be able to do a ton more of that by 1863, I suspect anyway. And so we have to, I think, plan on trying to get as many weapons as we can, and there will be a transition, I think. I think we're going to have to transition to, if we can sustain a defensive campaign through part of 1863. I think maybe late 1862, if things are looking good, we may transition to where we're building more of our own weapons. But I think I agree with the person in the chat who mentioned how I think importing foreign weapons is going to be huge for us in this early war period, 1861 and 1862. And that's why I'm probably going to go ahead and go straight for Austrian rifles with my diplomatic spending subsidy. Austria exporting its service small arms. We could get big numbers of them. We don't have to worry about standardization. We don't have to worry about all that. All we got to do is just order a ton of them, I think anyway, and just wait for them to get to our ports and give them out, start handing them out to our men. And what I want to be able to do is I want to try to get better rifles than the Unions got, or at least as good or better with our military experience advantage. Combine those two things so that our smaller armies will have a much better chance at victory on the battlefield when the Union finally, I think, starts marching south with gigantic armies like I think that they're going to do. So Austrian rifles are going to be important for us. I'm going for that. The next thing to talk about is what on earth is it that we should be thinking about with our military subsidy spending? And what I was hoping I could go straight for was the rebuilt ironclads, right? And try to get the Merrimack, the Virginia going somewhere. And we have, look at the details on this, okay? We need to get how much? 2 million, all right? So we're almost halfway there. And so I was feeling real good about going ahead and doing that. But I was looking at a couple of other things. One of them being, with the threats in the West right now, I wonder if it might, for the benefit of our river fleet, be better. And since we are so full of wood that we have wood to spare, that's what we've got. That's our economy. That is what we've got, is wood. If it might be better for us in our campaign playthrough to go for armored gunboats next and get our timberclads and tinclads going in our river fleets. I got a feeling like I might rather go for that first. Then I'm also looking at cavalry reform and making our cavalry a force to be reckoned with. If they're going to outnumber us in manpower and they're going to be able to steamroll south fairly quickly because they outnumber us so badly, I think having a potent cavalry force, and one that actually is comprised of cavalry brigades that can stand up a little bit better against infantry, and raid in the rear area if they don't have garrisons in their rear areas. Having a cavalry force that can top the Union's cavalry force and maintain an advantage there may be pretty important for us. And so going for that right away, as opposed to going for the 2 million that we need to get for rebuilt ironclads. So I'm now starting to adjust my thinking to where armored gunboats and then cavalry reform and then rebuilt ironclads happens. I think maybe for the rest of 1861 that ends up being our plan for our military subsidies, which we are earning a whole lot of right now. Let's see what we think in the chat right here. Oh, good that you got the game. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think you're right. Armored gunboats, economical. I think that's right, Helica. Yeah, the Enfield. So here you go. British rifles. This is just gonna take, I think, too long. We need guns and we need them now. And we got what is that? $3.8 million to go to get those. Here, we're almost there, right? We're about halfway there. We've got 50% left to go, and we need them now. Yeah, if we were to take Fortress Monroe, that's another option, right? So, this could be something. You may be, Yuck Food Tube, you may be onto something here. Is to take the Army of Virginia and come down here with it. Here's the problem with that, though. There is a problem with it. It will take a long time. Fort Monroe is a level 2 fort. Okay? They have a navy to support them. We come down and do that with the entire army. They are going to be detained doing that down here for at least a month. Meanwhile, these armies up here could be doing something. I feel like before I make a move like that, I want to have a better idea about what it is that we might be dealing with up this way. So I'm remaining a little bit cautious. But a bold move to go do that soon may be something that we go for. Here's what I will tell you right now, though. Let's do what we were talking about doing right here. So let's go ahead and do this. I brought this down before, so let's go ahead and bring diplomacy up just a smidge here. Okay, let's just ramp it up, okay? Can we max it out 12.5? Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, that'll make that happen that much faster. And military, let's get it to 10. All right, so we'll kind of reverse ourselves a little bit there. There was a conversation at the Confederate Capitol, and Jefferson Davis was convinced that it's time to spend for right now. Like, because they're going to have that manpower advantage. I totally get, I think, where y'all's heads are at there. But let's take care of this right here. Yeah. The Williams gun. Talking about the Williams gun there, fornicator. I'm thinking I want to go with Confederate guns with military subsidies down the line. So 100%. 100%. Let's take Whiting's division for now. And let's send it to the Army of Virginia. Okay, and we'll be waiting on Walton and Whiting. All right. Lee, with the rest, is going to go to Stanton. Here. We'll take the railroad. Boom. And then we're going to march up this way to Grafton. I would say Jebb's command could come back to Stanton. Get back on defensive. Stay scouting. Be fine with me. And we'll get into mid-August here. Continue to build this fort in the Cumberland Gap. Bingo. And then we're back to northern Tennessee. And Gideon Pillow, I think, maybe starting to get a little anxious. Let's see. How long's he got to wait? 7 more days? 5? So, yeah, end of the month is what we were talking about with him making a major offensive. McClellan may beat us to the punch out there. We'll see. All right, here we go. Amidst the mud and the storm, we need to go ahead and take this Wade's warband. Let's transfer them into Sibley's Indian Cav, right? So let's go boom and boom. All right, it'll take a little while for them to get there. That'll be good. And then you got the organizational reform. That's got to come too. So I think we go armored gunboats, cavalry reform, ironclads, military organization reform. And then that military organization reform will kick in just in time, I hope, for when we get our first round of conscripts. And then we just fill up our armies to the brim. Hopefully we got our Austrian rifles rolling by then, right? We'll get those procurements done. We'll have all of our Mississippi and Plains rifles in by then, right? I think that'll be good. Doing a little something in the background there. Sorry, fellas. Oh, here was... See, if we were able to equip this squadron, or, you know, a squadron like it, especially this one, with an ironclad, if we were able to get an ironclad out of Norfolk like was done historically and have maybe 3 or 4 other ships with it supporting, I would be eager to do just like they really did and come out here and try to bust this blockade. And what that'll do too, this is the reason I want to try to get their spending on Navy up. The reason I want to try to get my Navy going is to try to get, and especially do ironclads, I want to try to get them spending on their Navy so they're not exploiting their manpower advantage as much. Let's see how many more men they've already got. So, okay, they haven't recruited a ton more yet, right? So there's that. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. I think you may be right about just playing defense at the time for the time being. Let's go ahead and put us in a defensive stance with the army right here. Let's go ahead and let's get in a defensive stance with Lee's army here. They'll be scouting. That'll be good. You've got Jeb's Cav. We'll probably rejoin in yeah, we'll rejoin here. Now, Lee with the Army of the Shenandoah, Jeb Stewart's Cav, this is where we could maybe do this thing where we come up and we retake Winchester and go for these iron mines. I think that's what I want to do. I think that'll be a nice little annoying move for the North, and I think it might actually pull their whatever they've got out here. You know, I think that will bring it out into view, and we can just make sure that Lee retreats as soon as he gets attacked, which I believe that he probably will. I think that's what I want to do out here. I think we'll cancel this thing out in Grafton. I think we'll work with the Valley. There's a... they're in the middle of their harvest season up here. We still... see, this is something we got to do. See, we need to get these farms back. See how much they're producing? Right here. Okay, so let's do this. Jeb Stewart's Cav transfers back into the Army of the Shenandoah. Okay. Right there. And then the army itself is going to march to Winchester. Don't take the... yeah, we'll take the railroad part of the way. Sure. Works for me. And then otherwise, yeah, come back down here to the Rappahannock River line at Fredericksburg. It's a ready-made defensive position, both in real life and in-game. You have the crossings of the river to deal with. No Union Army is going to be blazing across this place or this place. They could blaze across here and flank us. But if they did that, we could march over to counterattack them and fight a battle in the Chancellorsville battle map, I suspect, and have the woods and the wilderness in our favor. There goes Lee. Very good. And I think I've made it impossible to get help from the Europeans for myself. And the reason why is the policy decision I went with right here. Okay? That pissed Spain off big time. Spain could go to war with us, depending on how things shake out. And that could be trouble. All right, one thing that is, I think, a positive move right here is our Navy has now come north near Fort Smith as we reinforce this army that now has a perk. The Army of Arkansas. Let's go. Foot cavalry. What do we do with this? Force march speed up. Engineers, mechanics. Level up by constructing force depots and telegraph stations. Organize civil engineers and construction experts from all units into a single unit to be used at a time of need will allow quicker construction progress. Not sure. Bushwhackers. Skirmishing efficiency is up. Raiding support hit plus 10%. We need to do that as soon as we can for all of our forces out there in the far west. I'll tell you that. Invade Spain. Yeah. Hold Virginia. Hold Tennessee and Kentucky and invade Spain, by God. Cheers to you for thinking of that idea. That's brilliant. Partisan brigades is attractive, but that's really best for if we can chase off a retreating enemy army. Land torpedoes. A land torpedo is anti-personnel explosive, a barbarous subterranean booby trap to hinder enemy movement. Ooh. Interesting. Sappers and miners, siege assault fit. Nah. Let's do what's foot cavalry again? Force marches, flying column. That's a supply thing. Yeah. What about skilled cartographers? Intelligence gathering movement speed plus 5%. Let's do this. I just want to do it. I'm doing it. And let's go to scout. And let's just let's level that up. Right? Okay, we built a Fort Leisure over at the Cumberland Gap. Oh, and McClellan has come out of hiding. Yeah. He stops as he is headed, I'm not sure where. He's on the move, though. Let's take the Army of Tennessee and let's reposition it right here. Go. The next morning, they'll be repositioned. Damn, Storm's going to miss us. Okay, we'll keep this Knoxville Defense Force here where it's at. Oh, looky here. Army of the Ohio from August 10th. Looks like they're going to come down this way. I bet you they're coming from Marietta and the Army of the Northwest right here. I bet you. We're doing a good job with this raiding. I like it. We're not destroying anything, though. We got a telegraph station. Yeah. Tell you what, I think we've done enough. Attracted... I'd like to see the Army of the Ohio get closer. I'd like to see them moving this way, and then I'll pull back to Grafton in the depot there. Just keep a campaign of annoyance going on. What else was I looking at for my list here? I think we pretty much covered everything I wanted to go over for the stream, to be honest with you. Did it within the first hour and 10 minutes, too. How about that? We got a gifted membership from Helica. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And that's going to be a benefit for our man Jabberwock. Look, guys, I know Jabberwock from way back in the AGOD days. One of my favorites, man. We would do a little PBEM, play by email, on AGOD Civil War. I think that I saw somebody else, and you know, I'm always eager for competition, I guess. I'm new to this game. I see some guys out there doing... Oh, here we go. Yeah, they're coming. Ooh, yeah, they're coming. He's coming at us. We have control of the bridge. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get across there. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, okay. No, it wasn't Jabberwock. Rename it Fort Distress. Phil McCracken gets the gifted membership. So good for you. Good for you. But I'm really glad to have Jabberwock in. You're the man, Jab. So I would say we play defense here. We've got 16,000. He's got 16,000, right? I think we can live with that. Excellent. They're repairing here. Those farms burned. Okay. R.H. Anderson's going to take his raid to these mines. Let's go. Oh, no movement possible? Shoot. Okay, he's got to recover. Fine. Okay, let's take these raids. Go right there. Force the march. Do we have a perk yet? Yes, we do, boys. Okay, now, the raiding thing, that is what we're doing. Bushwhackers, right? Skirmishing, fishing, raiding, support hit, plus 10. Yeah, bushwhackers. Bingo. Okay, we're going to raid. All out here. We're going to go get this. We're going to go get this. With the Army of the West, we're going to go get this. There we go. Oh, boy. Here we are. Yes, sir. Now, before I make the decision, this is going to get thrown. This is getting thrown to you, chat. I want you to type 1, 2-word responses, okay? Play battle, deploy to defend. Those are our two options. I think that's what we're going to do right here. Gentlemen, I'm excited for this, no doubt about it. I can't wait to get this going here. No doubt about it. We've got a clash in the West we got to get to. I think the points that have been made are good ones. I think the best one I saw made was, let's credit where credit is due. All right. Can't give credit because I can't remember who did comment, but you are going to get credit for convincing me with this. That is, deploying to defend, I do believe, is something that will, as time goes on, give McClellan's army a little bit more experience. And the idea of trying to thrash them early and often is also a very compelling reason for us to go ahead and play this darn battle. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Okay, we're going to get into a little detailed deployment here to start things off. We've got our whole army starting on the field. It has been reinforced. Brigadier General McClellan with 15,000 men. This will be the Battle of Nashville. We got about 18,000. We got them outnumbered. Major General Pillow in the Army of Tennessee. Oh, my Lord. What are we going to have here, boys? Oh, I don't know if you guys know. Somebody, who was that? Yuck Food Tube? Look up Lee's early work. I believe him and both Stonewall spent some time in West Virginia in either the pre-war and or early war period. Check that out, brah. 15,000 men, 9 guns. We have plenty of room. We're going to be on the Stones River battlefield once again. Yankees bring on all their troops. Ooh, it looks like they lied to us in the intelligence report. They've actually got about 18,000 men, matching our 18,000. We have more guns than them. Out west, I would say this is going to be the biggest battle of the war so far out west. Straight up. Straight up, yo. Gideon Pillow with his 3 divisions and some reserve troops will get itself set out here, guys. And I like detailed deployments. I try to do as authentic and genuine a job with this as I can do. I like to challenge myself. Okay, there are people who really harshly criticize this game and its AI and the way that it operates. Okay, I like to use what I know about what the AI is thinking because it knows plenty about my forces that I don't know about theirs. So I'll work with it to try and create another compelling battle here in North Tennessee. Let's look at where the Union's coming on from. I don't see it yet. By God. Where are they coming on from? Ah, here they are. So here, and I think that's it. Oh, this is pretty. Okay, if they're coming on from up here, there's no other places. The Nashville Turnpike is ours. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. So they would be crossing. I mean, it's kind of the same sort of situation that we had in the very first battle that we fought out here, where it'll be smart for us to rush ahead to the river, basically. It's just picking the right places to defend. And if they're coming on here, they'll be moving this way, probably move through town, and once again, come across here, here, and here, and here. So I'm believing that another battle, probably here in the wood, in the round forest, I think. Is that what that is? That no, round forest is here. Over here near the brick kiln and the forested area here, here, and then anchored here. Got high ground here. So let's start putting this together a little bit here, okay? Zollicoffer's division. Let's put him out first. Let's get him in a line. Boonk. All right. Well, we're just gonna start laying some troops out here. All right. Let's. I like when we've got a lot of space to work with. I like just kind of just throw them out in line. Let the chips fall where they may. Bragg's division. Okay, let's stack them up with him. And they'll be kind of going this direction. Boom. And we'll have Little's brigade. Let's for now. Shunk. John M. Jones. Here. Smith. Lee. Fitzhugh Lee. Pillow. Oh, and for those, I have 7.6 points to use. And there's another option, and that is to try and do what I didn't do last time, and that is just form a nice, tight defensive line using these woods and this area here. The problem is that they can flank that anywhere along the line. But it's less of a problem now that I have kind of the same number of troops as them. It's less of a problem. Well, I took Grand Battery. I don't really have enough artillery for a Grand Battery. I've got 13 guns, but I like where your heart and your head are at on that. So, yeah, 7.6 build points really isn't that much. I've had way, way, way more than that in the past. But you can't see. Here's the problem: is I can't build breastworks out here. Out here, we would be fighting a stand-up battle, pretty much, and we would maybe let them come across the river here. Let them come across right here and stack them up and attack from the brick kiln out from here. Maybe plan on that and then hold a force over here. Let's go through our brigades really quick and look and see who's got perks right now. I don't know if and or who. We got Walker's cavalry. Let's detach them. Oops, no. Dink. Walker's cavalry. Let's put them out here also. We'll have Cav out, I think. I think we'll probably have Cav out looking here. Probably have Cav out on the high ground looking out here. Go with that. See, we got the chat. Oh, yeah, they will redeploy, right? That got us in big trouble in the first battle on this map. So I'm thinking, okay, let's do this. Let's do this right here. All right. Let's build some breastworks. And we'll just do it here. And this may be stupid. Okay, and then we'll do it here. Like that. All right, and then we'll have some more that are like right like that. Bingo. And we're down to 0.1. Bingo. Perfect. So we could make these fallback positions like we're talking about there and have us a line that moves. Okay, so you got infantry, 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 cavalry, cavalry, artillery here or here, protected by infantry, and then maybe one of our divisions out front is what we end up doing. So something that looks a little bit like, so let's go Fitzhugh comes to the flank here. Walker comes to the flank here. Our Mississippi Rifles are up front with skirmishers out. See, John M. Jones and the Army Reserve troops just come out here like this. Blanchard's division takes up a position like this. Artillery right there. Skirmishers out everywhere. All right. Zollicoffer's division here. Skirmishers out. Boom. Except we do that and that. And then Bragg in reserve at the crossroad here. Potentially with Pillow there. We detach a bunch of artillery. Boom. Boom. looking right out across here. Oh, we can't see over these guys, huh? Damn. It's too flat. Too flat out there, huh? Ah, okay, there we go. All right, so we'd be able to support our troops right there with a grand battery here, a quasi grand battery. 6-pound field guns from back here ought to be able to do the job. It'll adjust their firing arc. Yeah, there we go. Boom, 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 boom. Excellent. You got to love that. So we got 6-pounders here. More 6-pounders. That's all we got really to work with here, it looks like. Mm. Mm. So, do you guys like this position better? Like I say, every chance I get in any battle that I fight, just to make it a little bit more challenging and also a little bit more interesting, I like to try to push the army out toward the middle of the battlefield. Because just sitting here camping and waiting for them to attack, I think ends up being a little less interesting. And as a matter of fact, I may be talking myself out. I think this ends up being what a fallback position should look like out here, is what I think. I think what I would love to do, I would love to try to execute on that ambush idea that I had before, is what I might love to do. So let's see what this looks like right here. Okay, have these boys here. We'll have Blanchard's division here, like that. We'll have Bragg also ready to go here. And then we put Smith and Co. over here. Again, we have kind of the same sort of thing that we had before, except I think what we may do is just set everybody back like that with little here. The only thing I don't love giving him is this to put a bunch of guns on, but then we move these guns here and Hardy up to here and Lee and his cavalry comes to here and helps with the flank while Walker moves, I think, to this flank, probably these woods right here. Okay, and then this way, we could start out with a really interesting, maybe a running battle that happens here along the Wilkinson Turnpike. But I think what I want to do is push the army into deployments that are here, and we could contest this crossing, right? And if they want to flank the army and get to the objective all the way around with the Nashville Turnpike, then we adjust and we come back to our fallback position for sure. And that way, maybe there's a little bit more of a moving battle. But what I suspect will happen is that they will do exactly what they did in the very first battle that we fought here, and they'll try to cross right here. See, this time, though, what I'm hoping is that we do a better job. We can shift Bragg over, no problem, but we do a better job of kind of like letting them cross and then counterattacking once they do. Because we've got an army, before we were up against it, where their army outnumbered us by a ton. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. 6-pounders are big, says the girlfriend. Yeah. Well, hey, buddy. Mm. Actually, I like that position better. Meet them there. Put batteries to sweep down Franklin Road. That was somebody said before. Uh, okay. I tell you what, guys. I'm sorry. The inclination for everybody. This is going to be a point of principle for me. Okay, a point of principle for me. If I lose the battle, I lose the battle. You guys can all give me a hard time. I see what everybody wants to do, what everybody always wants to do, what my heart tells me that I should do is to do what we're talking about, and that's is kind of camp around the objective and just wait. Okay, that's what everybody does. I watch every YouTuber out there who played this game, and every single one of them, in order to win the battle or give themselves the best chance, will just set up a little tight defensive arc around the objective and then fight a battle like that. So I think I'm going to insist that for my own ability to just do something different, be a little unique, that we give this a run. If it turns out to be the exact same thing over here, that's the other reason that you could go ahead and give me a hard time, because this would at least be different. And here's what I might do is if they manage to flank me and they're crossing in force here, I'll do a little RP and I'll pull back to here is what I'll do. And maybe we do a little day 2 fight back here. How about that? How about we go with that as kind of a compromise there? Mm. All right. I like it. I think we're going to go with it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yep. Dorbis has got it right. Thank you. Dorbis has got it right there on that. I like to use community input on the decisions. You guys all help me kind of think through things for sure. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, here we go. So let's call that a deployment right there. For now, we're going to extend the left out to cover the Wilkinson Turnpike a little bit better. But bam, we're pushing play. Let's go. We're fighting this bad boy. Okay, Zollicoffer. Let's extend you. Let's get forward to the Brick Kiln Hill area near there. Bragg's Reserve Division moves to about here. All right. And then we're going to make it move quickly. Let's dismount right here. Boom. Excellent. We'll start stopping the recording there, gentlemen. All right, we'll be moving out. Looks like a nice clear day. Don't see any of their dust just yet. All right. I think we're going to take Smith's brigade. We're going to put it right there. Leave everybody else where they are. Pillow, come to here. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. I appreciate the support. I do. I really do. Thank you for that. I get passionate about this stuff a little bit, so thank you for bearing with me there. I would love to see them not do what they did in the last battle around here. I'll say that much. They'll be under my guns here, so there is that. And I will do the best I can if they do that again. And they're turning this flank, I'll probably go ahead and just say that we're flanked. You know, Smith's brigade with his Mississippi rifles right here, they're going to be the best equipped to kind of futz with anybody that comes up. So we'll have his skirmishers say be there. Run. We'll have Smith himself be here, and he can kind of come right here and just be ready to attack out of these woods right there if something tries to cross in that area. Okay, and then I would say Zollicoffer right here can go ahead and just boop, bingo. Bragg then moves to yeah, lost my headset there because we were too quiet. All right, Walker here. I don't think he needs to be out here. I think we put him right via. All right, we're looking pretty good here. Okay. All right, they're crossing here. Fantastic. Okay, they're kind of cooperating with me here. A little bit. Excellent. So we'll have ourselves a fight right about out here, I do believe. Let's have Zollicoffer refuse the flank at the road. Right there. All right. Let's have Bragg's division get itself set at the Harding house. Let's have them be right here. We'll have Lee's cavalry come to here. And I would say we put everybody on Zollicoffer. Once he gets this move done, I think we end up putting him on a defend. And I'd say, too, we take this side of the army and we start bringing it over. Boom. And Jones, boom. Just like that. Ooh, yeah. Sure. Using that retreat button is always kind of a cheat to get guys moving. All right, here we go. Let's go get engaged with this cavalry that came forward right here. Boom. Get a little skirmisher action going. Beautiful. The red pants. All right. Now we're reforming here. Excellent. I would say we'd rather be right here. And right here. Gonna micro it a bit. Okay, and if they let me, I'll probably go ahead. I think I'll let my skirmishers come on out. I won't have the line, it's the main line of infantry swing out just yet, but I will have the skirmishers do it. You can see, looks like the main body to me. Ooh, I don't know. That's just one division. There's another one out there somewhere. That's why I want to try and keep line discipline, yeah? This should be an interesting fight, gentlemen. Getting my danda up. Getting my danda up for this one. Yeah, here comes this Yankee Cav. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. These are Zollicoffer's troops up here. We're going to wake these Yankees up. Bushrod Johnson's brigade. Ooh, Yankee Courier. Where's he going? Where are you going, buddy? Dang it, lost him. He's headed this way. So they must have a column moving around this flank or something. I don't know. Battle begins on the left. Oh, here we go. Here we go, gentlemen. We'll be covering this crossing a little bit here. All right. Good. Good. Bushrod Johnson and 2,000 men are going to go ahead and get themselves into action right here. Go. Let's have Zollicoffer come forward a little bit and help out. Let's go, boys. Artillery ended up being deployed mainly on this side. And there we go. There they are. Good thing we got artillery right here. Okay. Bingo. Little has got to be redirected. Go there. All right, so they're bringing one division around this side. At least one brigade, it looks like. You got Bushrod Johnson moving out. Let's pull back with these fellas. Who we got now? Geary's brigade moving against us on this flank here. Interesting, boys. Very interesting. Let's have these skirmishers get up on this fence right here. Go, go, go. See, this is what I mean. When you push out to the middle of the map, the AI does kind of like to try to go around your flank. Okay, Jones, let's bring him back over again. Boonk. Bragg, I think we bring him. Ooh. I think we just chill for a second with Bragg. Here goes Bushrod Johnson. Oh, we got a slug match between him and Geary right here. Here we go. All right, now, Zollicoffer, I'm going to put him on a screen. I like that as kind of a generic stance. And our Springfield muskets are going to work just fine in the woods, it looks like. These Yankees under Geary are going to come on. They're not stopping. Oh, they're having a hard time getting online. This is their first big battle, I think. Oh, boy, we're putting a bunch of them down here. Lay down. We'll still be able to hit them. Lay down. Nope. Okay, we're going to stay up. Fine. Oh, they brought some artillery up, though. Right there. Okay, that's going to be a hurt. That's going to be a hurt. Let's have Zollicoffer up helping out a little bit here. Go, 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 go. Ooh. Two brigades, Moore and Cook on our right flank. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put skirmishers up. Here we go. We're going to be heading into nightfall again, right? We got to remember that redeploy thing. You guys reminded me of that. Oh, Geary gets broken. Oh my gosh, that was fast. Okay. We need to get. Where are our skirmishers over here? Where are the skirmishers that are with us? Where are the skirmishers that are with us? There's another unit of skirmishers out here somewhere. We lost them. Oh, it's because we're too close to the enemy. Okay, fine. Let's go get this battery. Go, go, go. There's two batteries here. I think that's all their artillery right there. Bushrod Johnson's going to be the hero of the day. Maybe. Let's go get him with these boys. Let's go over to the Cowan House with some skirmishers right here. All right. Blanchard's division's in a good spot. Moore is getting hit. Or will be. Oh, okay. We don't have range on across the river there. Dang it. That's all right. That's all right. Ooh, yeah, this is looking good over here, gentlemen. They're going to bring their cavalry and their artillery. Oh, engage at long range, guys. Come on. Under heavy artillery fire here. Fire. We were laying down. See, if you do the screen command for the division commander, a lot of time, they'll still, the brigades will each still kind of be a little more open to micro. Look at this, the cavalry being driven off now by Bushrod's troops. A little help from Buckner Sr. skirmishers as we open up on the running Yankee Cav. Boy, this ain't starting off very well for the Federals over on this side. Look, they came all the way around with another division. Wow, wow. See, this is what I'm talking about. Battle gets pretty interesting when you come out at them. Let's bring Lee back. He does not need to get tangled with infantry, that's for sure. And I would say Pillow. I bet he needs to kind of be more over in this field. Let's bring him over. Boom. Double time it, my man. We need to do something with Blanchard's division. It's a little better than standing right here. I think we need to counterattack up this way. I think Bragg needs to enter this forest. Yeah, I think we might need to risk it and just send Blanchard's division up against these guys out here. We're doing so. I tell you what. Let's take that back. Let's have Blanchard realign himself right here. All right, we're going to trust Zollicoffer and Bragg to handle this. Here you go, Richard Garnett's troops. Right out this way. All right. Looks like we're having a hard time against these guns, huh? There we go. Open up on them, gentlemen. Stay in a screen, fine. Bragg, I want you to make this move and try to get on the attack, most likely. Let's go ahead with Buckner Sr. and detach him. And then let's take this artillery and detach it. And let's give them new orders. Let's have them move. One goes here. Okay, the other goes here. Like that. And then we'll have Blanchard and 2 brigades move to a reserve position right here. Here we go, fighting at the bridge. Skirmishers have got him stopped on the other side. Fantastic. Let's bring up another unit of skirmishers. Good, good, good. All right, and then we got our Mississippi Rifles that can come forward here. And then we can bring Little up. Just bit by bit, boom. Okay. We'll fight a fight over one of their division, or fight a fight over there with one of their divisions. I'm fine with that. Looks like we took those guns out. Good deal, boys. Keep going. All right, so now Zollicoffer's troops should be able to turn on, I think this is Wood's division out here. Okay. Open fire on their artillery right here. Good, good, good. Bam! There we go. Let's have these guys do the same. Go. And these gentlemen. Go. Double time it, gentlemen. Let's double time it here. All right, we've got Bragg's troops moving smartly. We got Garnett in position. Get your skirmishers back out, my man. And boy, oh boy, all spread out across the battlefield. Ooh, my. We're breaking them on this side. Could be quick work here. Could be quick work here. They're trying to back away. Oh, look at this. They got couriers running all over the place. All right, let's have Garnett get engaged. Let's have Bragg get himself into a screen. Okay, Buckner Sr., you, sir, are going to enter the woods. Actually, let's go there. Go, go, go. Fantastic. Okay, we've got Pillow over closer. That's good. D. Rose and Ruggles move to the right. Got a bit of a stalemate maybe over here near the bridge. Oof. How is this going to go? Can't say I know for sure. Get those skirmishers back out. Here we go. Late into the evening here at 6:06. Day 1, August 13th, Battle of Nashville. Right? Okay, Armistead's guns. Let's go ahead and get them set up. Boom, right there. Go. Double time it, gentlemen. Now Lee's cavalry could come back. Yeah, they're going to try to come hit us. Fine. Let's go like that. And let's go around the flank like that. And this is Steedman's division, it looks like. I think these are newer troops. Beautiful. Got our skirmishers out. Plenty of time. Go. Yes, advance on those bastards. I think they're falling back. All right, we're going to push with the infantry unit behind, right? Zollicoffer's division continues to do well out here. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, it's about 6:15 p.m. here in game. All right, Morris is another brigade they've got over here. This is their 3rd division. I'm guessing this is a 3-division army. Geary is coming back. Bushrod's going to smack into him again, I bet. Let's see what we get here. Bushrod, man. Go figure that he would be a hero. Now it's Richard Garnett's turn. Waiting on his orders. Stay on top of them, gentlemen. Let's get those skirmishers advancing here. Fight in the woods. Oh, my goodness. I think we're doing well in this infantry fight against the Yankees out here on the left. McClellan's army wasn't ready for this one, gentlemen. Bragg's under his screen. Let's flank him. Yes, Bragg's coming for him. Buckner Sr.'s coming for him. Go, boys, go. This gun crew, three cannons. Yeah, they're well placed right where they are. Look at Garnett moving ahead. He brought his skirmishers back in. Boom. Let's go, boys. Oh, okay, they got better guns than us. Come on, keep pushing. Push, push, push. Charge move to there. I tell you what, no. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. You follow your general's orders. Lay down. All right, Garnett's having a little trouble. He's dilly-dallying a little bit. Geary's back. Out here in the woods, the fight continues on the left with Zollicoffer's division doing most of the work. Boom. Let's hit them there. Okay, Bragg's division then comes out. Hopefully does some damage on the flank. Buckner Sr. gets his orders to come forward and help out Garnett. Garnett, we got a brigade that's going to come forward against his troops. Can we get some skirmishers out? No. Enemy's too close. We're taking casualties. But we're in a position where they have... we've got to fall back. I think we got to fall back here. I don't think we have a choice. Fall back. Okay, Geary comes back. What we ran into there was a situation where we couldn't use our skirmishers to effectively bring the brigade closer and to within volley firing range with Garnett right there. So Buckner Sr. and his mixed muskets are going to get into a position in line up here against the woods. Garnett's going to fall back, probably stop him at some point, but Bragg then comes over here and hits him in the flank. And we still have them stuck on their side of the bridge over here. So this grand flanking move by McClellan against our left out here in the woods doesn't appear to be working for him, boys. Okay, it's getting thick out here now, gentlemen. Getty and Bushrod are muzzle to muzzle once more. These Springfield muskets firing at near medium range. You got boys trying to take cover in the trees here. It's Bushrod Johnson's troops' first combat. And boom, off they go again, gentlemen. Off they go again. And now Bushrod's troops, I think, could swing themselves around like that. I think we got more troops coming. Garnett's going to fall back in the face of the enemy here, who are moving more this way now. Question mark. Bragg's troops are up. Some of them. The other brigade moving in the woods there. These are small brigades, by the way. They've got planes rifles. I forgot about them. Excellent. Okay, line is stabilizing out here on the left outside the Blanton and Cowan farms. We're looking pretty good. Let's bring Lee's cavalry over here as kind of like a flank guard, so to speak, over here on the right. Let's take Blanchard. If we bring him over and we just plant him, say, here. Let's back these guns up right there. But most of the fighting continues out on the left, gentlemen. All right, you guys, you can stop now. And then we just kind of let them come at us if they want to. They don't have artillery support anymore. Okay, we have it. Even in limited supply, it's better than nothing. We're going to bring these guns up. Boom, right there. Go. Double time. All right, Zollicoffer and Bragg out here. Let's go. Make them Yankees suffer. Yes, sir. Okay, Bushrod. Oh, my God. Bushrod. Yes, sir. Follow it up. Follow it up. He just made another Yankee unit rout. Did he just make 2 more rout? All right, no. But Wraith is in a bad way, it looks like. Holy smokes. All right, let's get Anderson firing against them. So let's scoot him up. And let's just bring him into range and get him going. And here's Bushrod. Going to tear up these Yanks out here in the woods. They're going to try to reform in time to get into a line and counter him. Bushrod's having his way with these Yankees out here. Let's go ahead and put skirmishers back out with him. They're in the woods. That's fine. Okay, Garnett. It's back. Change of face and bud. Skirmishers out. Oh, this is looking good over here, gentlemen. This is looking real good over here, gentlemen. Excellent. Excellent. 3 dispatches. Okay. All right, 7 p.m. now. In game. And the battle intensifies against Wood's Union Division, which had come on this flanking march. And the fighting gets heavy in the woods, boys. Still trying to rally Geary's brigade. I don't think they're going to be able to push us out here, boys. As Bushrod Johnson's troops do not prod the rod. Do not prod the rod. These Yankees are all confused in here, man. They're laying down. They're crowded up. They're not sure what on earth it is that they're supposed to be doing, by God. Here we go. Open fire. Let's have Bragg send the order in. Get closer. Here comes Walker Lee. And if we could get these guns up and firing, that'd be cool. Open fire, open fire, open fire. It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. Big volley coming. Anderson's brigade. Patton Anderson's troops. Let's go, boys. Now's your time. We get him going with his plains rifles. See what they're made of, right? Bushrod Johnson's driving these guys. There we go. All right, now let's advance. And then... Oop, okay. They're not going to do that. Okay, got it. Got it, got it, got it. All right, all right. Things are looking good. Things are looking good, gentlemen. So, I am thinking there's a chance I like the idea of using tomorrow likely to cross and clobber these guys. Yeah, we just start murdering them in these woods right here, gentlemen. Just a massacre. A massacre of epic proportions with Bushrod Johnson's troops still carrying the day. And we got them surrounded now. Fantastic. We got some skirmishers in on the fight. I think Garnett can come back into it. Let's get him up. Get him up close. Get a charge move on him. Try to get his Springfield muskets up closer. They're moving closer to us. So we shall oblige them. Yes, sir. Double time. I know it's kind of hard to see. Sorry, guys. I try to get the camera looking. We can see everything, everybody. Okay, I think they're broken, gentlemen. They're broken over here. McClellan trying us in northern Tennessee in the Battle of Nashville. I don't think he's got enough. I really don't. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is looking good. There they go. Paul is done. All right, time for Lee to come and do his thing. All right, boys, we got him on the run out here. I imagine we may have a Yankee retreat coming. Boom. Boom. Garnett. Boom. Lee. Boom. Yep, they're pulling back. They're pulling back. No, I don't want to celebrate ahead of time. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Viet Confederates. There you go. Okay. Look, I don't know if you can sit here and say that my deployment worked what I would sit here and say is that I think it gave us a more interesting battle that included just a little bit more like suspense and doubt, so to speak, a little bit. I think it would have been a much more of a sure thing if we would have camped back here, that we probably would have been able to win. On this, definitely wasn't so sure. It's really neat that a cool little isolated battle happened out here, and that they did this little flanking march thing, right? Pretty cool. Pretty cool that it all went down the way they went down here. So they're pulling back. It's nightfall's coming. Let's look at the casualty report right here. Yeesh. Hey, it's looking pretty good. I'd say they're down 10 cannon. They're down about 2,000 men. Whoop, whoop. Let's go. All right. Bushrod. I don't think he'd be the hero of the war, but his brigade, we're going to do some flavor work on after this, for sure. We had Wilcox's troops. Okay, Lee, he needs to probably not do what he's doing anymore. Let's go ahead and bring him back. Okay, Bragg's division, keep pushing out. Buckner Sr., glad to have him out here. Let's go ahead and have Zollicoffer push up. Buckner gets on this side of the hill. Armistead and his guns jump on the hill here. Okay, we'll have ourselves a little defensive position. We'll go to the Harding House with Pillow. Blanchard's division, I'll just role play this a little bit, okay? He's going to come over here to around the Burgess House again. The rest of his division, boom. All right, we don't need him over here anymore. They're running. Mm. Yes, sir. Here we go. Gideon Pillow, a hero of the South? I don't know. Now, what I would say is that it's likely now, it's much more likely that we could launch an aggressive push into Kentucky, boys. I think what we could do is we could follow this up and we could just go, chase them all the way back to Louisville. If we do that coming up next, then Gideon Pillow never loses command, most likely. Got to do, it's the way it's got to be, right? Bushrod the Big Johnson. Yes, sir. Okay, they seem to they've stopped back this way. Okay. So it's good that we're kind of pushing out and making a line. All right, they've pulled their troops out here. I'm not sure where they went. Okay, they're going back into town, through town. Interesting. All right, so McClellan maybe wants to redeploy. Perhaps. We'll have to see about that. Right? Yes, sir. Getting excited about. Yeah, we didn't even have our Plains Rifles troops really get involved that much. It was all Springfield Muskets guys and mixed muskets guys. Springfield Muskets. They worked good enough. So something that is a Confederate equivalent of just some good old Springfield muskets probably would work for us just fine for the early war period. So what that tells me is those Austrian rifles, I think, are gonna work real well for us. All right, I'm thinking I might feel comfortable Just pumping this up to 5 times. So they're reforming here. I see you, Ark. I see you, man. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to it, buddy. I'm gonna hold you to it. You be my next Grognard member? Go for it, my man. Okay, they're leaving the map. They're leaving. Boop. He's taking them off the map. Bye-bye. So, McClellan calling the retreat. Not officially, I guess. He's just going to... There we go. There it is. There it is, gentlemen. The first Battle of Nashville is complete. Second Battle of Nashville, I guess, but bingo. Lovely. Lovely. Enemy withdraws orderly from the field, okay? So McClellan tries that little flanking move. It don't work. Don't work. Loses all of his cannon. Loses almost 2,000 of his men. It's a disaster for him and his career. You had better believe the moment we can with this battle, or with this army out here on the campaign map, I'm going to put them in raid. I'm going to put them in offensive posture, and I'm going to send them north. Nice job, gentlemen. Yep. Credit to all of those who are watching, chatting, supporting. Man, too cool. All right, 1,000 rifles, 3 guns taken from the field. Fantastic. 280 more soldiers for our prisons. And General Wool, that is a big timer. Loses face. It wasn't Wood's division. It was Wool's division over there that we were fighting and thrashing. Okay. Boom. All right. I see these boys moving. Looks like they may be moving here, right? We're going to back up to Grafton the moment it makes good sense to do so. Let's push play. These orders are coming in. Excellent. Army of the West continues operating out here. Okay, we took these farms. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, we could probably stop. Yeah, we're in raiding now. Okay, good. Yeah, you have to have at least 1,000 men to raid, I'm guessing. Army of the West has to wait. That's right. Sibley's Indian Cav moves east into Missouri to raid. Oh, would you look at that? The Department of the West is going to respond. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, boys. 15,000 troops are being tied up by barely 2,000 up here. This is exactly why we are doing this. We're not getting in a major battle out here with those guys. We're going to withdraw, retreat, withdraw. I don't care. Okay, now, these boys, we go offensive, we go raid, and we push all the way to their depot. Go. Be interesting if we have ourselves another battle. I just think he's in the orange or the red right now. This will be the Nashville campaign, I suppose you might say. Good question, Helica. Let's check that out. 54% Kentucky. I do believe that's right. let's look at the state support filter. Support. See, it's light here. This is 92%. This is 54%. So we'll get a big boost to their loyalty if we manage to invade and take Louisville. Here we come across. And the following day, we'll pursue. Nice. They got 8 more guns. They got 8 new guns from their depot back here. And they want to stand and fight, it looks like. And so we'll end up having ourselves another battle here. August 14th in the afternoon as we pursue McClellan off of the last battlefield and onto a new one. Here we go. Mac would never fight Pillow again. Yeah, well, I suppose we'll have to see about that. Gentlemen, the campaign in the West will continue, it looks like to me. Holy smacks. Play it. Play it. Oh my God, they're calling this the Battle of Cumberland Swing Bridge. What? So this is going to be on a, I think this is going to be on a unique map. I think we got to fight him here. We're in the yellow. They've got to be in the orange. All right. They are C. Their morale is stable. Right? So they're ready to run. And no, we're back on Stones River. No big surprise there. So, I mean, you know, we could say that they ran north of the river and we're fighting on a unique little battlefield. Unfortunately, we're back here at Asbury Church again, which is a little bit of a bummer. I'm not going to lie. They're going to be lined up right there. And again, we're going to be coming on from down here. This is the way that it was when we fought against the Army of the Mississippi outside Fort Watkins. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to march to battle the same way we did then. So, we're going to go like this. Like that. Like that. We're just getting everybody up next to the road in line. Because when you that is, I will explain that. I feel like it probably needs explaining. And what I'll do is I'll probably just take Pillow and I'll probably just slap the army out in a big line along the Wilkinson Turnpike, kind of like we did last time, same type of deal, maybe somewhere nearby. And we'll just come out here and it'll be nighttime. We'll probably let the first night go. And I'll want to set up, I may march guys around to where we're kind of around this side, the flank, and we'll just redeploy around here. And that's probably as far as I'm going to be able to get for tonight, most likely anyway. Oh, yeah, good call on not using the raid stance in Kentucky. Yeah, we may have to get through this battle. We may have to. Let's go. I think that's going to work for our detailed deployment there. Not too detailed, but let's go play. Bing. Let's do it, and let's get the whole army up here. Let's go at this crossroad. Donk. Just like that. Okay, and then off we'll go. Times 20. Everybody up. Everybody up. So this is where we want to try to crush them. They've got their 8 guns back. Right? This is rising terrain up to the Asbury Church there. I think it's pretty obvious that we're going to come out of the woods attacking This is going to be a very similar plan to what we did the last time we fought up around here. So you've got, kind of the Malvern Hill in the west sort of thing here. Kind of. Right? Yeah, I think we probably set up an attack out this way again. And just hit them. Hit them. Get everybody out here set up. Here we go. Mm. Mm. Would love to see Bushrod do well again. Absolutely. I have a feeling like it may be time for somebody else to take the glory. I feel like that it just may happen that way. Somebody else may take the glory from this field. So Zollicoffer's division, though, with Bushrod and Garnett, is going to be certainly trusted. Okay, they're going to be trusted. We're going to go take this crossroad. Okay, Bragg is next. He's going to go right here. And Blanchard's division, they're going to go right here. All right. Lee, right there. Smith's brigade, boom. Jones, boom. Little, kind of there. Okay, get everybody on the move. And what I'd like to do is just kind of create a little deployment zone right out here. I don't know, maybe if we get eyes on, we just go ahead and launch an attack. We'll see. We'll have to see. Unleash the Bushrod. Unleash the Rod. Unleash the Johnson. Let's go, boys. He's eager. He's got 2,000 men. Garnett with another 2,200. And Zollicoffer's division of the Army of Tennessee. Oh, boy, they may make themselves famous out here. Love it. Okay, Pillow. Let's bring him here. Bonk. Always want to have that army commander more centrally located. And I think just to be different, I think I might make the attack from these woods here and just assault. I think that's really the only option we've got. Assault up the ridge here, up the hill, and we'll roll guns out behind the attack and hope that the momentum will carry it through. I think we line some troops up out here. They'll march out of the woods and kind of swing around and go. And Zollicoffer comes out through Widowburn's field here. I'm thinking maybe that's what we do. I think we may very well overwhelm them here, gentlemen. I do. The guns right now are attached to divisions. Not brigades, but divisions. It's a good question. They didn't build that into the game. So at the very beginning of the Civil War, it was actually kind of common on both sides for the concept to still exist where there would be a an artillery battery that was attached directly to a brigade. And instead of there being divisions, right, in 1861, just before Bull Run, really, especially in the Confederate Army, there was really not a concept of divisions. It was just army and then brigades. And then brigades had batteries attached to them in large part. So they didn't build that into this game because it just doesn't work as a function of it, I don't think. But yeah, that's how it worked in the Southern Army before the Battle of Bull Run. Not long after the Battle of Bull Run, they started incorporating divisions. Mm. Yes, sir. Yeah, Helica, you got it. All right, we're moving everybody. Let's go 5 times. All right, I think that we'll hit nighttime here before long. Excuse me. Burpee. 2 divisions of center. We make Blanchard maybe and Bragg's troops be the heroes this time around. Is maybe what we gonna do here. I would say for sure we're gonna take Blanchard. Let's go ahead and form him in a line. Same thing with Bragg's division. We're gonna take Little. Yeah, we'll move him here. Excellent, gentlemen. Excellent. I do like the way it's going. Yeah, we can't do promotions and flavor work with them just yet. The campaign is not over yet. We need to drive this Union Army into the red and drive it off into Kentucky. And then we need to follow that up. Be ready for our advance into and toward Louisville. All right, this is lining up nicely. Okay, we're gonna take this into nightfall. Set up our attack, and it'll be again just kind of straight at him, straight at him. Get the guns set up in the rear. Probably start with most of our guns right in this area here. I'm guessing. We'll see if they can see. They might not be able to see up the hill there. We'll have to check that out. We are covering our entry point. Yes, good. Always key. Always key. And like the way this is setting up, I'd say take Walker's cavalry just as a flavor play and just boop, bring them right there. They'll be the official flank right there so that it looks right for all those groggy nuts out there. And we'll go into the next day. Pretty sure we got that going here. Okay, here we go. End of day. Yeah, going to cut off their resupply. It's up here? Okay. All right. Good. Okay, yeah. You can see where their deployment zone is, see where ours is. All right, got it. Fantastic. I would say at 6 a.m. that with Blanchard's troops, we'll start here. Now, okay, we can see him here. Let's have Little. Oh, that's right. He can't be there. Okay, he'll have to be here. Smith and his Mississippi Rifles. like this. Jones, John M. Jones is over here. We're going to put Pillow's headquarters at the Jennings Farm. Bragg will be the center of the line with the howitzers, right? What do we have here? No, these are 6-pounders. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and put Bragg close enough to where his guns can reach. I like that idea right there. And Walker takes this flanking position here. Zollicoffer is up here. Let's do that. Let's have skirmishers out across the line. Right here. Like so. Let's have us be here. So what I'm counting on is that their troops are going to run. All right, we're going to start the guns up kind of on the fence, those guns. All right, so we've got those. We've got Bragg's artillery, and I think that's it. We don't have any reserve artillery, so to speak. Little is going to come forward to here. I'm thinking I take Lee. See, if their supply point is here, I could just run straight down the road and go get it. And start with that, with Walker. I don't know what that would do or what that would mean. It'd be interesting to see where they redeploy to. But I think that's what I'm going to go with for my my detailed deployments here on this one. Let's see. What do you guys think here? You know what? Yeah, so Zollicoffer could come out here. Right here. That's not a bad idea. And just do it. Here, actually, look, they're stacked up right at the bridge. They're covering this bridge. So we hit this one division right here that was fresh. This is their fresh division. They didn't really get into combat. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to have Blanchard, boom, Bragg, boom, Zollicoffer, boom. And we're going to overwhelm them out there. Walker's going to come north to the supply point out here and take it. And then we're going to bring the reserve infantry units up to support and probably get engaged with some of their units right here around, and some of their guns right here around the victory location. But we're just going to try to overwhelm this division that's isolated out here. I expect they may try to counterattack us. We're going to give it a little time, I think, for the artillery bombardment to take a little bit of an effect here before we launch the troops at them. We won't do a dawn assault, but yeah, I think Bragg it'll be an echelon attack. I'm going to attack first with Blanchard. I'm then going to attack with Bragg and then attack with Zollicoffer. That's how it's all going to play out. Okay, and I think I will wait until I'm engaged here just as kind of an RP move because they could take their cav and run back, right? So I'll wait until I'm engaged to take my cav out and seize their supply point. We're push and play. Boom. All right, they redeployed. Look at that. They're clumping. They're clumping. We're already pushed over to a victory. Okay. All right. Okay. So here at the beginning, with them clumping, I am left a little bit wondering what we should do. Probably just the same plan, I'm guessing anyway. I'm I'm curious to see what McClellan has his troops do here. I'm actually a little curious. Little curious to see what they want to do. Are they going to pull back across the river? Because it looks like it. It looks like they may pull back to defend their supply point. They may be on the withdrawal altogether here. This may be kind of like a 7 days battles in the West, so to speak. Let's just let this run. Let's go. Where are you guys going? Where are you guys going? What are you guys doing? I'm gonna give the AI a break here. See, okay, they're gonna redeploy kind of out by where they were. I think that's what's going on here. I think they're redeploying. I'm giving the AI some grace. If they clump like this, I want to see a damn battle. AI came out to fight a battle. I want to see where they're going to set themselves up for real here. I want them to deploy. I want to have a battle here. A shooting gallery. Not as interesting to me. So I think they're just going to reform the line kind of that they had before. Pretty sure this is going to be that new division that was out here. And they're just going to have the same line just a little bit further back. I think that's what they're doing. So we'll go ahead. We'll let them form up. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. We'll time our attack, right? So we'll have Blanchard. Oh, here we go. We're able to hit him now. Okay. Beautiful. Now I feel confident in having these guns scooch. Boop. Right? Now, I wouldn't be too surprised to see them take the bait and come attack Bragg's division. If they did that with their one fresh division, that would be funny. A little more RDXP, yeah. It's just that we've got Hood or McClellan outfoxed here. Yeah, he's having a hard time. These troops are trying to get on the move. These guys are going to be just completely worn out. So he's basically what we're going to probably say as a part of the narrative here is that McClellan's got one division as a rear guard while the other divisions are all trying to make their way out of Tennessee, so to speak. Because I believe that we'll be able to drive these guys all off. We're just going to let this artillery go. Let's bombard. Right there. You boys too. We'll go through our ammo kind of quick and just get this ready for the infantry assault. And we'll just be ready to time the infantry assault right here. Here we go. Straight across like that. And we're going to do it at 10 a.m. All right. Boom. All right. And then Bragg. These two need to detach first. Okay, that's where we'll start. But then we'll order him to make an attack. Ooh, Beatty's going to come out, huh? Interesting. Yanks are going to try to fight. All right. Zollicoffer. Just chill. So, yeah, Beatty's going to come out and work against us on our attempt to try to come out to take their supply point. Very interesting. We'll get them in the woods here. Beatty's going to come try to keep us at bay out here. Looks like Steedman's going to follow him. That's Steedman's old division that was fighting us in the last battle there. Oh, I know what they're doing. We need to attack them. They were sneaking over there to try to charge our artillery is what they were doing. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, here we go. They are so wrecked over here. Holy smokes. All right, we got their cavalry caught out. This is good. These skirmishers right here could come to here. Their cavalry is going to fall back. Perfect. All right, hour and 45 minutes until we actually get on the move over here. Looks like we continue this bombardment. Good, good. Let's have Anderson's brigade push on out after his skirmishers right here. Solidify that part of the line. Blanchard's going to come out. We'll basically, I think, we won't time Bragg's move. We will, when Blanchard comes out and he's kind of past here, I'm going to try to bring Bragg out. And then Bragg gets out, and then we bring Zollicoffer on out too. And then I would say Walker, let's do the best we can, try to run him up here. Let's go, boys. Double time. If I have a clear run to it, that's another one. It's kind of a house rule. If they were set up like here, and I didn't have a way to go get this from an RP perspective, like if I had to go all the way around here and over here and around here to go get it, I wouldn't do it. All right. Fighting against Beatty's cav over here continues. They're still able to hit me somehow. I don't know what kind of weapons they've got. Holy smokes. All right, he pulls back. He's just trying to keep me busy out here, I think. This is mostly a morale hit, being nailed by artillery like that. Yeah, so I want to believe, I've taken their supply point before, the AI supply point, and that their army hasn't totally disintegrated. Maybe it will this time. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go back up to 2 times. Compress time just a little bit here. See them moving, doing something with these guys over here. I'm just not sure what. Let's have Smith. He's going to just kind of preemptively set himself up right there. Send Forrest to raid Chicago? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what Beatty's got. My God, they've got some long-range guns with them, though. There goes Walker. Going to go after the supply point. Good, good. I would bet that motivates the Yankees to move back and cover this. Not all of them, but, you know, these troops that are dilly-dallying. Keep it up. All right, we need to get off of that and go back to fire at will, because they have already run down. Look at this. Crazy. Crazy how quick you use that ammunition when you do a bombard like that. See, that's what that means, is they're firing hot and heavy. Hot and heavy back here. Oops, we forgot to detach these guys. That's all right. I don't want to lose any artillery, man. Detach. And then we'll try to retreat them, or we'll stop them in the field as they're going. All right, Smith's got himself in a good spot over here. Anybody that's trying to kind of make a counter push this way to break our attack is going to have to deal with Smith being over here. Bingo. Got the supply point. Okay, Walker is going to come on back. I want to see what happens. That's kind of more of a test. I want to see what happens if we just bring him back. There's Geary again. Interesting little battle. Interesting little battle here. You know, kind of interesting. I'm for it. By the way, you guys, all the credit in the world. You're rallying around this Grand Tactician content, man. I see it. And, I mean, Scourge of War is kind of like an OG game, but people aren't watching it as much. People are watching Grand Tactician. I don't know, man. I'm getting more and more convinced that maybe the release of a stream schedule is going to be unnecessary moving forward. I'm going to start once you guys start getting excited about me playing maybe some other games, you can let me know. But I think we might be dialing in on Grand Tactician. Is I think what we're doing here. So that's all thanks to you guys. The YouTube algorithm knows us as Grand Tactician playing, a channel for Grand Tactician. That's what it knows. And you guys are watching most of that content, so. Got 30 minutes left until Blanchard steps off. Running it 2 times. Try to go forward just a little quicker. Compress time just a bit. Am I going to have to refill my Mason Jarnay beer one more time here? God dang it. You guys can make me a drinker tonight. Change facing a bit. These Yanks, just leave them sitting here in anxiety. They know. They know. It's coming. It's coming, boys. Let's see, how is artillery done here? I like looking at this detailed stuff. Yeah, 300 casualties already. All thanks to our guns. Pretty good. That ain't bad. That ain't half bad, plus the morale hit. Yeah, so I was going to say, I think that what I'll end up doing is sticking with Grand Tactician and then just going ahead and, giving in to the throngs who want to watch a Whiskey and Lemons playthrough. And I'll just do CSA Campaign and Whiskey and Lemons is, I think, what I might end up doing. I just love the Grand Campaign too much. I will not stop playing the Grand Campaign in favor of Whiskey and Lemons. I just don't think I could bring myself to do it. And as a matter of fact, I'm almost loath to start a Whiskey and Lemons campaign thinking that maybe everybody stops watching this. So, I don't know. I may have to think about it some more. All right, here we go. Less than 15 minutes to go before we step off here, boys. Let's go. Here we go. Let's compress it just a little bit more. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Back down to the 1 minute mark. And we're going to be going now. Blanchard moving out. All right. Yeah, Geary, I don't know what he's doing out there. Here we go, boys. Blanchard's division now moving forward. We're going to get this attack underway. You got Yankee artillery out in the flank here. Ooh, that could be trouble. That could be trouble. Are they doing a little counter battery on us over here? Yeah, nope, doesn't look like it. 10-gun battery right here. It's firing on. Hey, Helico with another gifted membership tonight. Gentlemen, thank you so much for contributing like this. Looks like Lawson Brady gets a gifted membership. I think maybe he's going to enjoy veteran status now instead of just recruit status. Lawson Brady. Thank you, sir. Okay, we were going to halt this battery, get it stopped out in the field while Blanchard's attack goes in. Okay, the order's going to come pretty far to get to Bragg, so we're going to go ahead and send it to have his division go here. And then when we get out there, I think at that point, I'm thinking again of testing the AI's ability to execute an attack, and I might put them in a stance order for an attack out here with Blanchard's division. So McClellan was going to set up and actually fight the fight here. By God. Woo, this could be stepping off perfectly. Perfectly, boys. Perfectly. I want to let them get all the way to where I've assigned them to go and then put Blanchard on an attack in hopes that he doesn't screw it all up. We'll have a courier pounding out toward Bragg, wherever he is. Where's that courier? Is he coming around here? Probably come through the woods. There he is. Courier with the orders for Bragg to begin his attack. General Bragg, sir, you see Blanchard moving up on your left. I need you to move out onto the enemy flank. Attack, sir. Attack. Bragg gets his orders and will begin moving forward here now. He's going to go 1 brigade, 2 brigade. Yes, gentlemen, here we go. Got these guns stopped, out, firing in support right here. Let's go ahead and bombard with them. They didn't do that before, so we'll do it now. You hit them. Excellent, gentlemen. We're going to destroy McClellan's army right here, by God. Okay, I would say Smith's brigade with his Mississippi Rifles. We're going to be charged with pushing against Geary, pushing out of these woods here. Let's go like that. Bingo. We got a skirmisher fight. Now, we're in contact with the enemy. Blanchard. You, sir. Attack. Fight out in the field begins. Woo! Yeah, they got skirmishers going to come against our troops in the crops. No, sir. I don't think that's going to work for you. I don't think that's going to work for you. Bragg's pulling out. Forming his men up. Getting on the move. Now, Zollicoffer. He gets his order to come up to the fence. Just like that. Bingo. And the attack is on, gentlemen. Let's go. I don't believe they're going to be able to hold us, boys. I do not. Here they go. They're going to try. They're going to come out. Looks like they're going to come out. I see their battery moving here. Let's make them pay for that. Boom, boom. Big battle opens up in the field right here. Their morale sucks, right? Ours is much better. Let's engage. Let's engage. Oop. Smith might find himself in trouble over here on a 2-on-1. Cook and Geary have come out this way to challenge Smith and test the flank, the left flank of our advance. Here you can see them pressing the right side of our advance with their fresh division. Is this going to work for them? That is the question. Fire. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Let's get those mixed muskets up there. And we'll have a big old fight out in Widowburn's field. Little cavalry moving through. I think they're just forming up right there. Excellent. Okay, DeRosey is going to move here. Blanchard's got them on the move. Kind of a strange repositioning, but we'll take it. That's fine. Okay, you got Blanchard going to attack there. I don't love that. He's doing it, though. Okay, and he's going to have Ruggles come over here, I guess. We're hitting these boys on the flank with our Mississippi Rifles. This is looking good. Look, it's Smith right here. Boom, advance, boys. Let's go. And I'll tell you what. Send your skirmishers back. Oh, can't do it. Okay. Skirmishers are still in the woods. Skirmishers fighting in the woods against Geary's old brigade. And they're fighting another brigade. The skirmishers just about by themselves out there. Woo! And we got a nasty fight right here. Bonham's brigade being tested. Anderson, push it. Let's go, advance, boys, advance. Okay, Bragg gets on a screen. Okay, he's light on troops. Bragg's light on troops. Okay, you got DeRosey's going to head out off the flank. Blanchard's going to weaken his center, looks like. Let's have them get into a column so that it doesn't look so bad. Look at Bragg's troop. Now, maybe Bragg's troops are heroes of the day this time. Double quick. Yeah, I think we're pushing them back. Zollicoffer's getting on the move. Excellent, gentlemen. Excellent. Smith out here, yeah. Look at him go. He's bringing his skirmishers back. That's fine. He's got his Mississippi Rifles with 57 rounds. I think he'll be able to stand out here, even in the open. I want to believe it anyway. We do have backup. Jones Brigade. Let's go ahead and bring them there. Buckner Sr. Pressure's on, boys. We're going to just keep the pressure on. Pushing across this field. So, let's see here. Let's take Lee and let's get him to here. Go, go, go. Bingo. Yes, yes. Look at this, man. They're backing on up. Let's get these plains rifles moving. I think I might have called them Mississippi rifles earlier. That was a mistake. Shouldn't have done that. Should have known better. Okay, Bonham. He's in a bad way. Fall back, buddy. Let's bring the plains rifles up instead, huh? With his mixed muskets, I think he fought valiantly in there. He did a nice job. He pushed him back. Buckner Sr. with his mixed muskets. Let's get skirmishers back out, can we? Nope. They're going to lay down. Bingo. Excellent. So automatically we get skirmishers out. That's what I'm talking about. Bingo. These skirmishers need to continue their engagement. He fell back there. Good. These skirmishers, boom. Let's go. Zollicoffer's out on the flank. Good. Okay, we're going to put him into an attack, an assault. And he's hopefully going to just send his troops into the rear over here. Let's destroy McClellan's army out here, boys. Let's destroy it. Okay, we need to take our batteries and scoot them closer. Let's go. Let's really start ripping these boys up. Go, go, go. Here and here. And here. Go, go, go. So it looks like Blanchard wanted to come over here and help out Smith as he starts to wail away with his Mississippi rifles against these Yankee troops that are just laying down. They don't know what to do. By God, Buckner Sr. is going to come in close. Here we got Buckner Sr.'s coming in close. He's going to charge in with his mixed muskets. Uh-huh. This is where morale helps you. Having good morale. Having good weapons is one thing. Having good morale, boy, that helps real good too. Let's attack. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, looks like they're losing the church. Right? Very good. Very good. Right flank of the army. Doing what we were hoping that they'd do. DeRosie's column out here. Bingo. New orders to go there. Fine. I like that. Bragg is going to continue sending Anderson's troops forward with their plains rifles on the flank of this Union brigade here. Morris. Okay, Buckner Sr.'s backing up. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's going to keep pushing with his mixed muskets. Fantastic, gentlemen. And he captured these guns. Look at that there. That's AI. That's all AI. That's beautiful. Bragg's division. See? Or I guess that would be Blanchard and Bragg's troops together. Broken. Yankees broke. Excellent. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, boys. Oh, snap. We've got an hour to chase them all down now. Oh, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. That is what taking that does for you. Okay, Walker now gets to go say, I think here. All right, boom. And then we just get to wear our cavalry out. We just get to wear our cavalry out taking prisoners. And I think we probably can wear our infantry out doing it too. So let's just this is major mop up. Major mop up right here. Let's go. Okay, now you get changed to an assault. Everybody is on an assault. Come on. Come on, baby. Go, go, go. Lee. They're not going to be able to get across right here. So let's go. Attack. D-Rosé, attack. Johnson. Get in there. We're gonna get in there and try to charge him if we can. Go. Ruggles, go. Lee. I need him to get his orders. And we get to smash him against the river, boys. Yee, yee! Mm-mm. Yes, sir, boys. And the Army of Tennessee is going to march to glory, boys. Oh, my God, we may bag them all. Could we bag them? Bonham, time for you to rest. Go ahead, lay down, boys. We may bag them. Attack. Keep on them. Just keep on them. Let's go. Melee. 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 Skirmishers. Melee. Can't melee with skirmishers, I guess. That's too bad. And here comes Lee. Down across the ford. Oh, boy. Takes a bunch of losses going in. Rebel, yeah. Yes, sir. In melee here. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm hoping that, yeah, this doesn't go sour. Shit. Okay, that wasn't great. Damn, we're broken. With 82, 85 casualties. Okay, fine. Well, shit, that didn't go well. Didn't go like I'd hoped. Okay, yeah, this isn't going so hot either. Not exactly. I'd say we fire. Let's shoot at him. Let's shoot at him. Let's just shoot at him. Let's just shoot at him. We were in melee right there, though. Breaking a bunch of guys. There we go. They're broken. Fire. Can't capture a bunch of them, I don't think. I just don't think we're able to do it so well. But maybe there's a chance that they actually, that the rebel army actually or the Yankee army actually disintegrates. So Zolikoff, we don't have enough time to swing all the way around. What we're doing is we're pushing them against the river, and then we're able. So okay, we broke there. Ruggles, go ahead, get on the attack here against these routing troops. Okay, yeah, we're pushing them up against the river, and we were blocked. We were with our cavalry. We should have done. We should have stopped and dismounted and started opening fire to close off their way to get across the creek here, because we were pushing them back against the creek really, and giving them nowhere to go. Like these guys here, we pretty much just need to trap them. Okay, Walker, let's go here. Dismount, loose order. We really do need Ruggles to go. See that? Now they're going to go this way. And we're going to be shooting them up the whole way. Let's go, let's go. It's a rout, boys. It's a rout. The Army of Tennessee, victorious. I think this will end up being 4 major battle victories in a row, by the way, which is a big milestone toward our strategic aims. This is fantastic, dude. This is going very well. I wish we had more that we could take. This is going to be good enough. This is going to have to be good enough. Beautiful. Beautiful. Purdy mop up. Purdy mop up. It's Purdy. Let's advance and shoot. Just grind them, baby. Grind them. Just grind them. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Kill, kill, kill. Let them run in confusion. And we're just going to shoot, 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 kill, kill, kill. I don't want to get a whole bunch more of my guys killed. Here we go. Beautiful. Bingo. How are we going to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory after that? This is going to be a major victory at the end of the day. Now, one thing, if this army doesn't disintegrate, like I think it might, if it doesn't disintegrate entirely, then what I know for sure is that they're going to be in the red as far as their readiness, and if we push, they're just gonna run. Look at that, they're taking the objective back. Now that's funny. Here we go. Come on. Open fire. Open fire, gentlemen. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's just let it go. Let them go. Let them run. Let's also look at this real quick. So there you go. Another 2,000 Yankees down. Another negligible loss for us. 98 killed. 797 total. With maybe a couple hundred missing. Fine with me, man. Fine with me. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to test, is how well we can pursue. That's what I want to test here. And we're a little over halfway through August here after this. Bingo. We are victorious. The campaign ends on that note. McClellan will be kicked back out of Tennessee and into Kentucky. Look at that. All 5 of his guns gone again. Lost a bunch of cavalry. Another 2,000 men down. We've got them well outnumbered now after we recover everybody and bring them back into the fold. Woo, gents. Gents, it's looking good. We'll do a little bit of post-battle stuff here, and then we'll be wrapping the stream. Got to do what we got to do on that front. I like the name, the Cumberland Swing Bridge. We could call it that. I'm down with it. Yeah, stole a bunch of their guns. I'm at 17 guns now. Yeah, that's a good observation right there. Victory at Cumberland Swing Bridge. They're fleeing in panic now. And there, General Morgan loses face. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Another 1,000 rifles and 2 guns. Beautiful. And they've got the Army of the Mississippi in situ back here. Right? So we're going to want to stay on them. We're going to yip all the way back up through Kentucky. Okay, same thing we did chasing off the Yankees over here. Right? We're working on our recovery here with the Army of Virginia. It's looking pretty good. We're taking Winchester back bit by bit over here. Looking pretty good. Let's go play. They're getting closer. I'm curious where they're headed. Still thinking they're headed this way. Let's go ahead and let's back up to Grafton now. Since we control that railroad, that's real helpful for us. We can just shuffle troops back and forth and back and forth. There we go. Let's go. Follow them all the way back to their depot at least. Force the march. Go. Go, 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 go. I don't care. Follow them into the night, by God. Oh, damn it. We're not going to get moving. It's midnight, but we need to move. All right. Well, we're in the orange, about to be back in the yellow. I want to see what happens when we make this march. We should start marching pretty soon. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you. Let's do this. Okay, we need to do a little bit of this post-battle administration. Major General Gideon Pillow, now with 2 stars. And he is legendary. Let's read about this. Everyone knows his name and deeds. Knowing he is there, fighting for the nation, raises spirits high. Even the foreign newspapers love to write of him, and all this makes the enemy nervous when facing him and his troops. How about that, boys? How about that? Let's see his history here. Oh, really? Okay. Interesting. Oh, it's got it here. That's unit history. Okay. Assigned Commander, Army of Tennessee. Right? Fort Watkins, Battle of Nashville, Battle of Cumberland Swing Bridge. So this campaign here. The Battle of Fort Watkins, Nashville, and Cumberland Swing Bridge. These 3, actually these 4, all successes for him, just about. And all of his stuff is going up. Initiative. I like how his administration is a little better. That's crazy. Pillow perk. Does he have a perk? He does. Okay, so he had flying column before. So let's think about what it is that we're going to be doing with him, right? We're going to invade, or we're going to liberate Kentucky with the Army of Tennessee, right? So I would say we want to think about, I like Ambulance Corps. I always like that. Foot cavalry may not be bad, though. I may go with that. I'm going to go with that. Foot cavalry. They'll be a little faster that way. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. And then we had Bushrod. Look at that. His infantry brigade ends up with a star. Can we give them better guns yet? We cannot. Say, they deserve a name, though. The Texas Brigade. I'm doing it. Boom. The Texas Brigade. Who else was doing good? See, Buckner Sr. No, not Ruggles. Smith. See, nobody else really gained any significant... Oh, here we go. John M. Jones troops. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, so I won't raid into Kentucky. I will just go and grab their supply depot. My plan is, let's see, the Mississippi Brigade here with, yeah, there we go, with John M. Jones. Right. Anybody else with stars yet? We got more artillery joining the army. That'll be good. Yeah, so we don't have stars just yet with everybody there. Blanchard, Bragg, and Zollicoffer, no stars for them yet either. Pillow is a 2-star guy. Oh my gosh, when we get all of our reinforcements in, we're going to have 20,000 men. And they're going to be marching right up through Kentucky, I do believe, gentlemen. I think the pertinent move would be, once we kick them out, we may need to double back like we were talking about doing and retake this fort. That's another thing. Because they could really easily slide a force just shoo right down the river behind me and take Nashville. So we may have to address that. Here out west, raiding will continue. We take over the mines right here. Let's go over and let's get these farms. Excellent. Okay, excellent. We're damaging their coal mines. Let's do it. I'm with it. We need to get these guys healed up. And the Department of the West, like I say, anything that they do attacking us, we are going to back up. Back up. Back up. Oh, and I just have to tear myself away, gentlemen. I have to tear myself away from it tonight. We'll go ahead as we get into the next evening, of course, and give it the old pause. Holy smokes, dudes. How much fun did that turn out being this evening? Gentlemen, we got a big victory out west, the CSA campaign. Oh, my God. I just love it so much. I'm excited to see where this goes from here. Do we have a legitimate shot at taking Kentucky? I think that is the big question for us moving forward. And Wednesday night is the night where we're going to find out more about all that, of course. Thank you guys for jumping in tonight. You're the best. I am Bank 60s, your humble and gracious player host. Humble and gracious as ever, as always. You guys, thank you so much for taking the time. As always, click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to hype the VOD when it comes out. Take 5 minutes of your time, you fans and members, and watch. Then hit the comment section below when the VOD posts too. I will have that out tomorrow, of course, probably right about noontime Central. So I'll look forward to seeing what you guys all have as far as feedback on the video when it releases then. Everybody who came in live tonight, you're awesome. Don't forget to become a member, my friends. Thank you, guys. I'm Bank 60s. We'll see you on the next one.